All right, today we are going to re-caulk the bottom of the toilet bowl. So as you can see here, this house is about 12 years old, and the bottom here is, I hate to say it, but quite nasty. So we're gonna remove this old caulk, which is pretty much already dried up, so I'm hoping it's easy to remove. And then we're gonna use this DAP, it's DAP kitchen or bath and window. So it's designed to handle the water that it's going to be exposed to. It's going to weather well in here, so you're not going to have problems with it shrinking or peeling away. This is a little bit different formula, and it's designed specifically for bath and showers. And it's a really good product to sell it at Lowe's, Home Depot. So I'm going to first show you how to remove this, which basically I'm going to use a gentle scraper and then if I need to, I'm going to use my blade to just kind of, not really to cut into it, but just to kind of scrape out any remaining caulk that's still in there. Then I'm going to wipe it down with just clean water and probably a paper towel, so it's nice clean bonding surface. And then I'm going to show you how to apply the nice caulk bead, which is not going to be too big, which is where people make mistakes. It's going to be just the right size. You also don't want to go too thin, so I'll go through that. So you can see some of this is already loose. I just did a test run of this and it scrapes off pretty easy, but I'm going to put a little force here and try to pop some of this off, which actually it's coming off a heck of a lot easier than I thought. So then you can see underneath it, it's pretty much no caulk underneath here. So we're going to fill that in. Yeah, it's quite nasty. I hate to say it, but you know, when you have caulk this old, it starts absorbing after a while, and that's what happened. It started absorbing all that matter that happens around the toilet. So what I'm going to do is scrape off most of this, and then obviously this is still a pretty good bond, but I want to remove that and start fresh. So then I'm going to take my my blade and just kind of cut into it so I can scrape that out. So I'm going to go around and do the whole thing. Now, you might be concerned, oh, what if I scrape this off? Is my toilet going to leak? The toilet's not going to leak. The toilet has the wax gasket back there that mounts, that compresses the toilet to the floor. So you don't have to worry about any leaks happening. This is really just to keep liquid coming from out here when you mop or whatever else happens in a bathroom. So it keeps it protected, so you don't have liquid going underneath here. It also gives it a nice clean look. So I'm just kind of using the blade to break the seal here, kind of cut that caulk loose. Not taking too much effort. And once this is all out, then you can clean it and put that nice new caulk in. It's going to make it look like $1 million. Whoever did this first time actually did a pretty good job. Probably the builder. This house is about 10 years old, 10, 12 years old. You can see all this junk, but we're getting there. It's almost clean. I'm gonna do a quick wipe down here. Again, I'm just really using water and a paper towel, but I'm trying to get into the groove a bit. So I'm kind of jamming it in there because I want that good bond, that deep bond. Okay, so everything's cleaned up, ready to be caulked. So again, I'm using this DAP white, obviously, and it's made for kitchen and baths. And the other thing I want to point out is if you look at the tip of this, try to get a good angle. I always try to make it very small and angular. You can see it's angled. So when you apply to a 90 degree, you're putting it at a 45 degree. So first it gets into the crack a little better. Second, when you go to smooth it out, it's a lot easier. It won't kind of form like a big gloop of it or glop of it, so you can get that smooth. You want a seamless fit, so this will give you the seamless line that you're looking for, so it looks more professional rather than just taking it, cutting the end square, and then just going at a 90 and putting it down. It's going to give you a big, too much caulk, and you're not going to get that nice clean look. So you can watch me caulk. So I'm going to start in the back. I'm going to make sure the angle of this is 90, or I should say flush to it, sorry. So make sure that it's flush. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure, and I'm going to keep it rolling. And I can control the speed of the caulk coming out by squeezing the handle. So I'm going to stop right there. But you can see it's a nice clean bead, not too much caulk, not too little. A lot of people actually just leave it like this. Or some people, they wet their finger, or they wet their finger with soapy water and then they go along here. So in this case, I'm just gonna wet my finger a bit. It helps the flow of it, and just barely apply any pressure. Barely applying any pressure. I'm just kind of cleaning the surface off. And you can kind of see very nice seal. It looks good. And it's also inside that crack, and it's bonded to both the floor and the toilet. So that's a good seal. So I'm going to go around and do the rest of it. And again, you don't need a lot of caulk, but you need the right amount to get in between the crack and to seal the floor to the toilet. Okay, so it's all done. You can see the seal there. It looks very nice. And I went around it. So one thing you want to consider too is when you're rolling your finger over the grout lines, watch to kind of push in a little bit so you don't get too much overlap coming off that. If you really want to clean that up, you can score a tiny bit away so you get that absolute straight line across. But it came out great. It should last several years. So hopefully that helped you.